In other words, if an infinite number of confidence intervals were constructed at this alpha level, we would be examining 95% of the population and 5% would be excluded. So these are the commonly used alpha scores and corresponding z-scores for our PLAMarketing group, but they are also common z-scores for anyone who's trying to calculate a confidence interval. So for 90% confidence interval, the alpha would be 0.10 and the score would be plus or minus 1.65. For a 95% confidence interval, alpha would be 0.05 with a z-score of plus or minus 1.96. And for a 99% confidence interval, alpha would be 0.01 with a z-score of plus or minus 2.58. This is the formula used to calculate confidence intervals. So confidence intervals equals x bar plus or minus z plus times sigma over, and I didn't pause it. Oh yeah, I did. For a 99% confidence interval, alpha would be 0.01 and with a z-score of plus or minus 2.58. So this is the formula used to calculate confidence intervals. Confidence intervals equals, so this is the formula used to calculate confidence intervals. So confidence intervals equals x bar plus or minus z times sigma over the square root of n, where x bar equals the sample mean, sigma equals the population or the standard deviation, and z equals the value of the desired confidence level. So this is the formula used to calculate confidence intervals. This is the formula used to calculate confidence intervals. Ci equals x bar plus or minus z times sigma over the square root of n, where x bar equals the sample mean, sigma is the population standard deviation, and z value is for the desired confidence level, A, obtained from the area under the normal curve table.
The error bar graph. It is a confidence interval of a sample mean can be represented using a graph called the error bar. So what is an error bar graph? Error bar graphs are a graphical representation of the variability of data and are used on graphs to indicate the error or uncertainty in a reported measurement. They give a general idea of how accurate a measurement is or how far from the reported value the true value might be, based on the lower and upper limits of the confidence interval of a sample mean. So how to construct an error bar graph? First, the sample mean is plotted with a symbol at the center of the graph. Second, a vertical line, which can be called the error bar, is drawn from the sample mean to the lower limit of its confidence interval, marked by a horizontal line. Third, you would repeat for the sample mean and the upper limit of the confidence interval. Last, make sure the area bordered by the two error bars is equal to the width of the confidence interval of the same mean.
This is the formula used to calculate confidence intervals. Ci equals x bar plus or minus z times sigma over the square root of n, where x bar equals the sample mean, sigma the population standard deviation, z the value for the desired confidence level, A, obtained from the area under the normal curve table.